Hey guys, in this video I will be discussing on how to set up your Mailshake campaign or guest posting campaign for success. Okay, so in the previous video you have discovered the overview of Mailshake and also various other tools that supplement this tool like G Suite that you may also want to consider. So you can just click on this start a new campaign and just name this. Okay, you need to have a single campaign for your blog when it comes to guest posting. Okay, earlier we used to do this mistake of having multiple campaigns, but now we make sure that we have only one campaign. When we do the guest post outreach on a weekly basis, we usually add additional recipients to the same campaign, further streamlining the process. Okay, and yeah, for now let it be hello@bloggingx.com because I don't have a fitness site. So yeah, let me drop a CSV file here. So I can just download this, right? CSV file. These are all the prospects that I need to outreach. Okay, so you can see I can map company field to site, full name to name, and email to email. Okay, now let me click next, and it's now importing the contacts. Okay, now it's telling two recipients have generic email addresses. So I may need to remove these recipients, but these are single author blogs, so this won't be an issue. In case if you have generic emails like support emails and all, and if you're outreaching big companies, this will be an issue. As this is a tool catered for agencies as well, so they have this generic email functionality. In order to help agencies to outreach big companies well and avoid generic emails like support emails and all. And I don't need to remove these recipients because like it seems that I have already outreached these recipients previously when outreaching for Fitness About that I sold like few years back, right? So let me ignore. And here this is the initial email and these are all the follow-up emails. Okay, in case if my email don't get any reply, Mailshake will automatically handle the follow-ups. That's what I like about Mailshake. So here I can compose my email, right? So I have a template saved here. So let me choose a template. I have BloggingX Pro here. Okay. So hey name. Okay, let me use this template first and then explain you guys. So here, hey name, right? So in the name field, whatever name that I have here will be inserted here, and if name is not present and if it's blank, then it says hey there, right? For example, for this site Gym Consulting, we don't have any first name. In that case it says hey there. Okay, this is the fallback. And I love the content you put on your site. Okay, if the site name is not present, then it says your site. In this case the site name is present, so it says their site, that is Gym Consulting. And I am willing to contribute an epic blog post on Gym Consulting. The article will be 1000+ words and surely will return value to your readers. I have some topics swirling in my head that are suitable for this. Just give you a nod. I will be more than happy to send them. Right. So now I can add a follow-up. Okay. So when it comes to your initial email, right, you need to make sure that you follow the best practices. Okay. You need to make sure that your email, the initial email reflects why it will be a win-win and why your guest post will be totally unique than other generic ones. Okay, so you need to have a catchy subject line because subject line is like a heading for your email, right? So by seeing the subject line, people will decide whether to open your email or not, whether it's worth their attention or not. Use a catchy subject line to break the pattern of boring outreach emails. Okay, pattern interrupt. So keep it informal. They need to have friendly connect with you to fulfill the objectives. Okay, you need to keep your email, initial email informal, right? Talk to them as if you're a friend of them. Like just give me a nod. I will be more than happy to send them, right? So cheers, Akshay. And also I have my email signature to add more human touch. Okay. Hey, what's up? Right? So I have my topics whirling in my head, right? These are all some informal languages that helps you get that friendly connect with the other person. Okay, and you need to personalize the email. You need to make your email as personalized as possible. It should seem as if it's handcrafted for them. That's why I have fields like the first name and also the site name in proper capitalization so that the email seems handcrafted for them, right? No one would like to be pitched by an automated software. like you need to make sure that you have some fields, like these are the bare minimum customization fields that you need to have. If you can also take this further by adding much more fields like complement field or some other location fields and all, to just make sure that they feel that this email is handcrafted for them. You can take this further, by the way. You need to signal the fact that it will be easy for the other site owner to publish your guest post, right? You can add something like, I have some topics swirling in my head. Just give me a node. I will be more than happy to send them. So like I can add something like SEO optimized. Okay, so that they don't need to worry about SEO of the guest post before publishing. That won't be a friction for them. And have internal links, because depending upon the site, they would like to have internal links in your guest post when it's published. So that would be a friction for them to accept your guest post, extra work for them, right? So if you commit upfront that you will do all their work, and once you submit it to them, it will be ready to publish, then they will be more than happy to accept your guest post. Okay. And social proof. You can present your credentials and proof of expertise. So I have my email signature. Okay, so let me show you guys that real quick. Under email accounts, I have this signature. Okay, professional blogger, trainer, bloggingx.com, my professional email, my mobile number, my Facebook, and LinkedIn. Okay, so this adds to the trustworthiness here. Again, I can also, once they accept, I can just send them some of the links to some of my previous guest posts, so that it adds much more to the social proof aspect. So the next one is automated follow-ups. So after sending the initial email, you need to set follow-ups in case the email do not receive any reply. Okay, so in Mailshake, you can do that. So follow up in the same email thread to keep the context relevant. Okay, and don't follow up on weekends, because in weekends, if you follow up, your email will be stacked below all the other emails that pile up over the weekend, right? You need to make sure that your follow-up email will be on top of their inboxes when they check for their emails. Okay, and have enough times between follow-ups, like 5 to 7 days. So that I will be discussing when discussing about the follow-ups in Mailshake. And have maximum 3 follow-ups, right? Don't aim for like 4, 5, 7 follow-ups. Okay, just keep it max 3. And include reply triggering words and keep the email brief. That is very important. So I have some templates that I can share with you to make sure that your follow-ups receive reply, at least rejection, at least, So here you can see you have automated follow-ups. Okay, so you can wait for 5 days and reply in the same thread. Don't change the subject line or like select a new email. You want the follow-ups to be in the same thread. Okay, and here you can choose a template. So let me check general email. Okay, general follow-up. So we seem to have missed each other after I mailed you a couple of days ago, emailing you to follow up. Okay, this is a generic follow-up template. It's brief and it garners attention. Okay, I can go down, or else I can just add a name field here like this. If the name is not present, it will replace this with there. Okay, name, this spelling and also this spelling should be same, name, right? If here it is a first name and here you type in name, it will not get replaced. So do keep that in mind. And I can add another follow-up maybe after like 10 days, and I can choose a template for this, like third email persistence. Hey, some say persistence pays off, and I just got a chance to actually prove it. I emailed you a couple of times but haven't seen any reply. This is a reply triggering email follow-up. Okay, and I can add another follow-up also. Generally, I have 3 follow-ups, okay, spread over a span of 1 month, so that a person, if he or she goes for 1 month vacation or an off, then I can also be pretty sure that my email will get their attention. Okay, so I can just add another follow-up, say like final email, right? So yeah, and after that you need to click next, and you don't need this auto clean formatting thing. And here it allows me to preview each and every email that I send out to people. So here I don't have the first name for diet plan workout, so it's replacing the name with there. That's good. And it's replacing on your site. Okay, in spite of the fact that I have the site field here, it's saying on your site. Why? I can go back and check what's missing in there. Okay, so I can just see here. Okay, the site is replaced with company, right? When creating this campaign, I just mapped company to site. So that's not a problem. So I can replace the site here with company. Okay, like this. And I can click next. All right, now you can see their blog name is here. And for Scott Thrive Hive, I have Hi Scott. That's good. Thrive Hive, that's good. Hi Scott. Yeah, you can preview some of these emails for the recipients, and after that you will be good to go. Okay, so you can click next, and you can either schedule this send. You need to first obey to pertinent laws, and you can schedule this send, or click next and hit the send button. Okay, so let me go back to Mailshake, guys. I don't want to send this campaign. Okay, so these are all the things that I implemented. Okay, follow up in the same email thread. Don't follow up on weekends. Have enough time between follow-ups, like 5 to 7 days. Have maximum 3 follow-ups. Include reply triggering words and keep the email brief. And the next one is, once you get any reply, you need to manually reply to them. Okay, follow-ups are triggered when they don't reply to your email, but if they reply, then you need to jump right in and manually reply to all their emails. Okay, that's why it's very important to keep a close eye on your inbox. So when you're manually replying to them, you need to answer to their questions, you need to pitch them ideas, you need to clarify any doubts that they have, and finally you can submit the guest post and getting it go live. Okay, manual email replying may consume a lot of time, but there are some of the strategies or the features that you can use to make this easier. Okay, so canned replies. So in Gmail you have something called as canned replies. Okay, so let me go to Google Images and explain you guys what I mean. When you head over to Gmail settings, okay, here all settings, under advanced you have canned responses. Okay, canned responses are like templates, okay, that you will be using, similar to that of Mailshake campaigns that you will be using while sending out your emails. So you need to enable this, and once you enable this option, you will get a canned response feature right when you are composing your email. So you can see here, when you're composing your email, you can just click on these 3 dots and go to canned responses and create your templates, okay, that you reuse. So let me show you how. Personally, we make use of text expanders. Okay, wait a second. You can make use of canned replies, or you can make use of text expanders. Okay, what I mean by text expanders is like, if I type in em1, it will expand my email address 1, Gmail address. Okay, like this you can have your most often used reply template in your text expander for it to, you know, just expand when you enter in any keyword and hit tab or whatever the hotkey. Okay, so here you can see when I am composing a new email, I can click on the 3 dots, and here under templates there are various templates that I'm making use of. So if I click on here, you can see this is the canned reply that we make use of when submitting any guest post. Okay, I just need to attach the docx file and the guest post will be published. So yeah, this is it about canned response. It helps you a lot. Instead of like crafting the manual reply emails from scratch, it is really good to have some templates. I have some templates crafted on Notion so that our team can also use this. And email snooze feature. Okay, say whenever a person reaches out to you, or whenever you reach out to a person with the guest post and you're awaiting for them to publish your guest post, you may more likely forget the fact that you submitted the guest post, right? In that case, once you submit the guest post, snooze the email, okay? Once you submit the guest post here, once you hit the send button, okay? Suppose, let me send this email to my personal email, okay? So I will send this here, okay? You wrote I have attached, but I have no files attached. I need to send it anyway. Just assume that I have attached my guest post. Okay, let me send this and view the message. And here, in like 7 days, I may forget that I have submitted this guest post, and I may forget following up with the other person that whether the guest post has been published or not. So in that case, I can go to snooze and I can just say next week, so that in the next week, if I don't get any reply from them, my email will appear back on top. Okay, because I have snoozed it, right? So that I can follow up with them again. So this is a really good feature that you need to use, or else you will be missing out on many opportunities. Okay, and you need to create templates for generic and also frequent replies by making use of canned replies and also text expanders, or if you're making use of SOPs by making use of our Notion system, then you can use that. Alright guys, this is how you handle initial email, follow-up emails, and also manual email replies. So hope you got enough value out of this video. And in order to get more clarity about how you go with the conversation and how you maybe negotiate with the pricing if they ask for any pricing for the guest post, make sure to check out some of the sample guest posts conversations that I have included. See you in my next video guys. Bye bye.